Our first video comes from a well-known cave explorer on YouTube, who runs the channel Exploring Abandoned Mines and Unusual Places. In this particular upload, the explorer entered an abandoned mine simply to review a flashlight, the downright TN12 handheld model. At first, everything is normal. He talks directly to the camera, going over the flashlight's different brightness levels from firefly mode all the way up to turbo. He explains how the light reveals the massive wooden timbers holding up the rocky ceiling. But then, something strange interrupts his review.
Okay, this is a review and demonstration of the through-night TN12 handheld flashlight that you see here. Okay, that's the portal to the Waldeck mine. I'm inside. The wind has kind of died down a little bit and it's not raining, so I managed to stay dry. Of course, I'm inside this little alcove kind of, but anyway, you come down this little incline path and then big boulders here you have to climb over, and then the tunnel's right behind me this way. So let's check it out. Let's get in here. And like I said, this light has 5 levels. I believe it's on medium right now, which is level 3. So this would be high, and this would be turbo, which is really bright. And then this is firefly, which is hardly anything. And then that would be low, and then medium. Medium seems to be the best one. Not too bright, not too dim. And then you can see how big these timbers are. That's about almost a foot in diameter, the big cross timber. So they had to put big ones in here to hold up all of this rock. And you can see right here where some of these boards are bending. Do you hear that? Sounds like what is that, wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Well, I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So let's get out of here and head back out to the portal.
The next clip comes from Fairdale, Illinois, during one of the most destructive tornadoes in the town's history. A man named Clem Schultz was inside his home when the massive twister approached. From the top floor, he filmed the storm, believing the tornado would miss his house. Tragically, he was wrong. The tornado struck directly. Clem survived but suffered a devastating spinal injury. His wife sadly did not make it. When rescuers searched the rubble, they found his phone, still intact. On it, the video survived, capturing the terrifying moment when the tornado consumed his home. This video clip takes us deep beneath Paris, into the infamous catacombs. This maze of tunnels is one of the most complex underground networks in the world, and countless people have gotten lost down there. One man brought a camera to document his exploration. At first, he calmly records long passageways, walls stacked with human bones, and occasional arrows painted to guide explorers. But as he ventures further in, something changes. His breathing grows heavy, panic sets in. Suddenly he begins running, deeper and deeper into the tunnels. His camera shakes violently as his pace quickens. He pauses briefly, seemingly lost, unsure which corridor to take. Then he runs again, faster than before. Eventually, the footage abruptly ends. His body was never found. Only the camera remained, leaving behind a disturbing mystery of what really happened in the Paris catacombs that night.
It's very bizarre. These arrows point in a direction. Occasionally also, he stops to photograph roomfuls of bones, which means that he's very, very deep inside the catacombs. So basically, he's filming what he's seeing very deep inside the catacombs, other than the point of view shots or pictures of human bones. The catacombs for centuries. So it is possible with these paintings that we may be able to retrace his itinerary to some extent. After about 4, we hear his breathing get louder and louder, as though something was scaring him. He's frightened. Occasionally he stops, perhaps to try to decide which way to run among all the many different corridors. He's running faster and faster and faster, deeper and deeper into the catacombs. And all of a sudden, we hear his breathing get louder and louder, as though something was scaring him. He's frightened. Occasionally he stops, perhaps to try to decide which way to run among all the many different corridors. He's running faster and faster and faster, deeper and deeper into the catacombs. And all of a sudden,
this next video is deeply unsettling. A teacher was conducting an online class from his home when something strange appeared on camera. As he lectured, an unidentified pale face could be seen briefly peeking around the corner behind him. The teacher, who insisted he was home alone, never noticed it. His students pointed it out, urging him to check. Throughout the lesson, the face seems to peek more than once, while the teacher occasionally glances over his shoulder as if sensing something. Eventually, feeling uneasy, he shuts the door. Later, he even shows the class his dog in the empty room to prove no one else is there.
Tanto el movimiento no existe, relacionado con lo que dice Raúl, el gato de... No me suena la... Es decir, si nosotros estamos estudiando matemáticas, el primer parcial, el primer tetra, vamos a ver filosofía de las matemáticas. Hola. Estoy solo, estoy con mi perro. Por ahí, en ocasiones, las llamadas paradojas. ¿Alguien sabe qué es una paradoja?
The following footage is nothing short of terrifying. A security camera captures a man sprinting down a sidewalk, clutching a young child in his arms. Police say the suspect had just abducted the child from a nearby park. Moments later, the child's older siblings and 2 other kids are seen chasing him down the street. Thankfully, the child was rescued unharmed, and the suspect was arrested. Still, the chilling video shows how quickly such a nightmare can unfold.
A gentleman walked into the park where the kids were playing, walked up and had a small conversation with 2 kids that are 8 and 10 years of age. After a brief conversation, the suspect reached into the area where the baby was laying and picked it up. At that point, the gentleman ran northbound down the streets of Sprague for approximately...
Our final clip comes from a YouTube channel called Joe Earl Laymock. The footage shows a Ring doorbell recording of a man attempting to sell his bike. But something about his behavior is unnerving. He makes odd hand gestures, whispers to himself, and acts strangely while waiting at the door. When the homeowner finally speaks through the intercom, the man insists he's just trying to sell the bike for some quick cash. Though the encounter ended without violence, the video leaves viewers unsettled by just how unusual and potentially dangerous the stranger seemed.
Yes, can I help you?
Hey, dude. I'm gonna be real. Dude, I'm trying to sell a bike for some cash so I can buy some money.
And that's all. The bike's right here.
It's all good.
For real, bro? Alright. He's right.